This is my individual contextual analysis, looking at all the ways that my life has changed since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. In order to explore how the coronavirus pandemic has affected my engagement in occupations and my life, we first need to discuss what my life was like before the coronavirus pandemic. In May of 2019, I was just graduating from my undergraduate degree at the University of New England, and a few short days later, I started my graduate program in occupational therapy, also at the University of New England, but on the Portland campus. I spent the entire summer and fall semesters working and learning besides some amazing classmates and peers and engaging in all things occupational therapy. I most enjoyed the hands-on learning, such as visiting the Kumar Center, a worldwide known sensory integration clinic in Newton, Massachusetts, working on team building skills with my therapeutic use of self class at Camp Ketcha, and developing an intervention for actual children for my pediatrics practical. On top of being a graduate student, I also had other roles that I had to fulfill and keep up with, such as being a daughter, a sister, a cousin, a best friend, a worker, and an avid baker. I had to learn how to balance all these roles, and while it was very tough, it was definitely very rewarding. These roles have made me who I am today. Now let's look at specifically some occupations that I engaged in prior to the coronavirus pandemic. First, being social participation. I have always been a very social person, and that is why social participation is probably one of my favorite occupations. Some of the things that I used to do were attend celebrations with my friends and my family, such as weddings and baby showers. I also enjoyed just hanging around with my friends and getting together to study, play games, go outside, enjoy hikes and walks. On the rare occasion I had any free time from school, I did enjoy going out to bars and clubs and getting the chance to dance with some of my friends. As a full-time graduate student, education is something that's really important to me and one of the occupations that I engage in most frequently. Prior to the coronavirus pandemic, my classmates and I attended classes in person at the University of New England Portland campus every day. The physical environment of our campus allowed us to be able to engage socially with each other, as well as get our questions answered in a timely fashion. We also got to engage in some really cool activities, such as exploring activity analysis through basket weaving and learning about our classmates' fieldwork experiences and mental health. The physical environment was very conducive to the learning environment as well. As I mentioned previously, on top of being a full-time student, I also do work 2 jobs to supplement my income while being a graduate student. One of those jobs is that I work as a front-end assistant at Market Basket. Another job is that I tutor. I've been tutoring for about 4 years now, and it's something that I really enjoy. Work is a huge part of my life, and without it, I probably wouldn't know what to do with half of my time. I thrive on being busy and having a full schedule, so without work, I probably would be pretty bored. Prior to the coronavirus pandemic, I tutored physically at the Student Academic Success Center on the University of New England Portland campus, as well as worked at Market Basket. And now for leisure. There are many activities that I enjoy doing in my spare time, even if it's not really that much time. Some of those activities include going to the beach, rock climbing, traveling, baking, skiing, reading, and engaging in team sports. I enjoy being active and being outside, which is why I really enjoy going to the beach, skiing, and engaging in team sports. Without these activities, my spare time wouldn't be very much fun. And now that we've discussed my life and my occupations before the coronavirus pandemic, now we have to look at how those occupations have changed since the coronavirus pandemic. And now let's look at education. As the university is closed, we've transitioned to all online classes via the platform Zoom. We've really been utilizing the virtual context since the coronavirus pandemic in order to meet our educational needs. Here I've pictured a setup of my desk during a Zoom class, a picture of us attending Zoom class, and some of the activities that we've had to engage in while still being online. Personally, for me, I found it pretty hard to stay motivated and focused during Zoom lectures. But I know that this will be over soon enough, and I just have to keep my nose to the ground and keep on pushing forward. It's been pretty difficult to set up routines and habits while online learning, especially considering that I've been quarantining with my family and haven't had the best Wi-Fi access, depending on who's been home and who needs to use the Wi-Fi to attend their own online classes as well. And now, with the coronavirus pandemic, unfortunately we haven't been able to see my friends in person, but we still make it work using Zoom and other apps such as House Party, FaceTime, to be able to see each other, even if it's only virtually. I've also been utilizing group messaging a lot, especially with my cousins, as we've become really close during this time and have been messaging back and forth and sending funny videos from our past cousin nights. While I wish I could meet with my friends and be in person with them, the virtual context has been really helpful in being able to actually see my friends and family. It's something that I used to take for granted, and I definitely know I won't be taking it for granted anymore. And now for the occupation that has changed the most since the onslaught of the coronavirus pandemic, my work. As I mentioned before, I work at Market Basket as a front-end assistant, and it has been pretty crazy in a whirlwind there. There have been many additions to protect ourselves from the virus, as we have been deemed essential workers in the midst of this pandemic. Some examples being the shields that you see in front of the registers to protect ourselves from respiratory droplets, as well as having to wear masks for our entire shifts. We've also introduced limited amount of patrons that can be in the stores, as well as one-way aisles, in order to protect and enhance social distancing policies. I never thought working at a grocery store would deem me essential, but then again, I never saw the coronavirus pandemic coming. Since I've been quarantining at home since the coronavirus pandemic has happened, I transferred down from the Market Basket I worked at in Maine to a new Market Basket closer to where I live. This Market Basket has an entire aisle full of ethnic foods such as Portuguese, Asian, and Hispanic foods. It's been really great to be able to explore my cultural background of being Portuguese through trying different types of foods that I never got the chance to try while I was in Maine. It also helps that my mom's a pretty great cook. And now for leisure. One of the things that I've really taken on while being home quarantining during the coronavirus pandemic is getting the chance to hang out and spend time with my puppy Finn. He's been a really great stress reliever, and I've been taking him on a ton of walks. We've also been going to the dog park a couple of times, although that's a little weird too now with this whole social distancing thing. I've also been spending a fair amount of my time watching Hulu and Netflix, because who doesn't like a good binge? While the coronavirus pandemic has surely been weird, at least I have my dog and Netflix to keep me company. I think it's really important to circle back to my roles here at the end of this PowerPoint presentation, and as none of them have actually physically changed, I still identify as a daughter, a sister, a cousin, a best friend, a baker, and a worker, but they've also shifted in their own ways. For example, now that I live at home during the quarantine, I've had to take up many more activities such as helping my mom with meal prep and helping my siblings with transportation and anything that they might need. And as I can't see my best friend in person, it's been a little hard to stay connected, but we've been making do with text messages and phone calls and Zoom messages as well. The biggest change in my roles has been my work role. I never thought that I'd be deemed an essential worker for working at a grocery store, but it's something that has really opened up my eyes, and I'm thankful for everything that I've had to go through during this time, even if it has been really crazy at work. It's really amazing to see how thankful and thoughtful people are to people like me working at a grocery store during this crazy time. And it's something I'll never forget.